All right, the IAQ1000. Not everyone has a door like this, but you got a slot. So I'm gonna open this up. What you're gonna wanna do is find the switch to disable power. So I'm gonna disable power. I'm gonna wait a couple seconds for this energy to dissipate. And right here, that's the power. Could be on the top, could be on the bottom, but you want to disconnect that and then slide that puppy one out. Notice it has a nice finish here. Help with that airtight seal. So we bring that all the way out, right? Now you're always going to want to have a bag ready because you don't want to carry this through the house. Look at that, guys. So just the act of removing this from the slot, I'm releasing some particles. So typically I want this going straight into a bag and I'll deal with it outside. So I did all this great work. There's no sense in releasing some of this stuff right back into the airstream, right? So straight into a bag. I'm going into a bag and then let's go outside. Okay, we're outside. This is what the box of replacement media looks like. That's what to expect. Okay. We're gonna pop this open. And there she is. Looking pretty. Nice and clean. See that screen inside of there? That's what gets the charge. So we'll take our dirty filter. Look at that. Look at the work that's doing. So I'm going to take that guy and turn around this way. And notice here, you have a latch. Try and get a good look at that. So what we're doing here, we're going to lift that latch. You see? And guess what? Down here, another latch. See that? Popped up a little bit. And voila. Careful of that guy. That's what touches the screen in the middle to pass that charge. Okay? And as you see, this lifts right up. And this comes out loose, right? And there she is. Okay. Again, like I said, don't do this in the house. Use plastic bags. If you have to do it in the house, right out into a plastic bag, out the door. Okay. So there's our screen. Okay. Now we can see this is quite dirty. You take a broom to that, a paintbrush, a shop vac, good to go. Don't mess with that. Protect that. Super important. It's aluminum, solid. Look at that. No joke. Okay. Still be careful. That goes. This goes. Clean pad. All right. So again, lift her up. Slide her in. Shut her down. See that? We latch up. And we latch up. See? Good to go. Now obviously, we want to clean that. This filter was left in for a very long time. So I did want to show you what that can look like if you neglect to stay on top of it. So it's just light dust and dirt. A little paintbrush or broom will take care of that. But it's good to be able to show you how much stuff it'll actually catch. That's clean, you see? I caught all of that. Let's put it back. Before we go in, don't forget that. Unit operates with airflow in either direction. Don't stress yourself out worrying about which way to put it in. And you see, this should happen every 3 to 4 months at a minimum, depending on where you live and how much your system runs. Let's put her back in. I'm always putting her back in. Again, left the dirty side on purpose. Reality is some of us will pull it out, don't have time to mess with this. It'll go in like that. You definitely want to clean that off because it's going to load it up quicker than it needs to be. End of the world? No. But I am going to want to put it in with the air hitting that side first so all this stuff doesn't just blow into my system. That's why it's wise to just clean that off. And then you're not worried about that. But I like to always put them back in the same way anyway. So, see that system's still off. Put it in the slot. See what I did there? Watch out for this guy. Don't let him get hooked in. I would train. I get him out the way. However you got to do it, get him out the way. I'm using one hand. Otherwise, I would have been holding that out the way. From there, if you got the right size and it was spec'd out properly, you're in there like swimwear. We're going to plug this guy back in. Like I said, this one's on the bottom, which makes it a little more difficult. Sometimes they're on the top, which makes it easier. You might have to get down there or request that your installer come back out and make sure the wire's long enough so you got a top tap. If by chance it only reached to the bottom, which should not happen. In this world, no. Worth a call to make it easier for you? Yes. And there we go. Door closed, piece of tape. Always make sure you have some type of seal. You can order magnetic seals online. You could use duct tape. However you do it, make sure your filter slot has a seal so it's not just sucking air around that nice filter into the system, decreasing efficiency, lifespan, etc. That's it. We power back up. We're good to go. Anytime you turn the power off to the system and turn it on, fire the AC up, fire the heat up, make sure everything's good to go. It's possible you might have pulled the wire too hard, knocked something loose. So just know that you're good to go. Typically no issues, but it makes sense to make sure you're not going to have an issue when you don't expect it. All right, that's it. See you on the next one.